Hello, I am Tristan Spohn. I'm a professional actor. You might know me as number 2 from Stranger Things 4. But behind every single actor, you have hundreds of roles that they read for but just ultimately were not cast in. And today we're gonna go through 10 of those roles. Number 1, young Sheldon. So I auditioned for a guest star role in season 6 where I would have been Emily Osment's character's brother, a artist type that was a bit of an outcast, doesn't fit in with his East Texas family, kind of basically the black sheep of the family. I, on the outset, thought I could have a decent shot at this since I am from Texas, but I don't exactly have the rugged Southern vibe to me. One of the biggest issues I had with my audition is I did it via Zoom, and with comedy, it is so beat specific. The pacing is so integral, and if you slow it down even a little bit, it can often ruin a lot of the jokes. Just with the natural delay of Zoom, I had a really hard time keeping up with the proper pace of what a comedy scene should feel like.
That's cool. You like cars?
Not really.
Music?
Yeah. Number 2, manifest. I actually think I booked it. Essentially, I was put on right of first refusal, which means it's down to you and maybe 2 or 3 other actors. It was gonna be for the final episode of season 4 before being upped to a series regular in the entire 5th season. And then it got canceled. They scrapped the character. Netflix picked them back up for season 5 because they had already scrapped the character. They never brought him back. Insightful, soulful, reserved, but has a warmth and compassion as he carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. I recorded the audition from my hotel room in Atlanta while actively shooting Stranger Things. So to be shooting Stranger Things where I'm this sociopathic bully and then immediately have a warm, soulful, kind guy right on the tail end of that, I would have been like, whoop, bam, established as a character actor. Not gonna have any typecast. It didn't happen that way, and now I am kind of that dark antagonist, but everything happens for a reason.
I still feel like myself, if that makes sense. Logically, I should feel like some bizarre science experiment, but...
Number 3, Your Honor. I would have been super good for now, but was absolutely atrocious back when I auditioned. Honestly, the audition I had for this is one of my worst of all time because it was before I was actually ready to book professional work. Bless my heart, I tried, but I just had this dumb, goofy, shit-eating grin the entire audition. Number 4, Under the Bridge. I actually thought this was going to be mine. I remember being so confident because it was with the exact same casting director that was with Manifest, so they already knew I was really good. It was just a very quick little scene, so my assumption was, oh, they're just making sure I'm still a good actor. And so I sent the scene in. It was funny, we were under this tornado watch as it was going on. I think that gave a little extra edge to it because we were actually trying to do the audition before the tornado was about to enter the area. I was editing this tape to send off from the closet while there were active tornado sirens. The original character was troubled and annoyed by his bratty young sister. Gabe has a sadness to him that has struggled with depression. I play depressed characters very well. My eyes just drip with all of this torturedness, I guess. Probably not right now, but a lot of times it's about who's the best fit. The actor they cast might have just looked more like the real person that it was based off of. Number 5, No Hard Feelings. This is similar to Young Sheldon in that if this was for a drama movie, this would have been mine. Genuinely, I think my No Hard Feelings audition is really strong. I auditioned for Percy, and because I actually did work with dogs, I'm actually certified in dog CPR. This was my lived experience, the exact type of character that I always play, but when I watched the audition back, it's so good for a drama. Where I struggle is finding those unique moments, those unique laughs that aren't necessarily in the script. A lot of times when you're a comedic actor, the actor they cast are the ones that bring the extra sauce that further elevates the script. I'll have 1 virgin daiquiri, please. Number 6, Superman and Lois. I've actually auditioned for this show 2 times. My first one was actually for the role of Ethan, one of the kids of Clark and Lois. Because it was in person, I really struggle with the in-person nature. There's this social dynamic. It's not purely focused on the work in the way that audition tapes are. A couple years later, I was able to audition a second time for a recurring guest star in season 3. They didn't give me his name, they just called him Junior. And so I had all these theories about, ooh, who am I gonna be the son of? Saddened and frustrated, he's processing the loss of his father and lashes out when it seems like others pretend not to care. Dark, tortured guy with daddy issues that also bullies some of the characters. So really good audition. I bet the person they cast probably just looked like the sheriff more. I didn't mean what I said about your mom. Or you. Number 7, Lisa Frankenstein. So I auditioned for Michael Trent. I think my audition was fine. It was too safe. And maybe not even safe, it was too like what the character was going to be. I mean, you could probably tell by this video, I'm not a naturally cool person. When I was in high school, I typically ate lunch alone. This character was described as a dreamboat. I've definitely never been the dreamboat. Editor-in-chief of the school's literary magazine, he's intellectual, poetic, and the first boy at school to treat Lisa with kindness, like Christian Slater or Heath Ledger. Part of where I actually did think I had a good shot of this is I do constantly get compared to Christian Slater. Now that I'm reading it, I remember being like, oh, this is like a cool guy. Not really. I think I just got in my head and I tried too hard to be the cool guy, which was very outside of myself, instead of like finding a way to channel my unique strength into this cool guy. I went the way that I guarantee you 99% of other actors that auditioned for it went. I'm really happy that you're okay. Number 8, The Summer I Turned Pretty. This was my sauciest audition. I did make an audition redemption on this where I redid the scenes knowing everything that I know now. Auditioned for Jeremiah, which was one of the series regulars of one of the boys in the love triangle. And it was actually cool. They cast Gavin Casalegno, who was also from Dallas. Especially after seeing clips of Gavin Casalegno in the show, I played it super sexual. There's that line where they call him like a slut. You're such a slut, dude. I just like to kiss and be cozy with people. I went way too into the fuck boy to where it really was just, it was a little too much. It was a very busy time when I got the Summer I Turned Pretty audition, especially because it was right after I did Stranger Things. I think my agent was doing a really, really good job of like not saying I was in Stranger Things, but highlighting I just wrapped on a really big Netflix show. And so I got a huge explosion of auditions. Right before I auditioned for this drug dealer that was high on meth. And I remember when I was doing my research, meth addicts tend to have like severe itchiness. And so part of the performance I put into it is him itching throughout to show some of the isms of the character, which is just short for mannerisms. Because I thought it would be nice to take my shirt off, do a little bit of Dacre Montgomery as Billy in his audition. Because I had been doing this scratching all over, my entire body was just scratched up. It looked like I got in a fight with like some type of animal or something. I kind of liked it because my thought is because there was that moment where, ooh, I like to kiss and be cozy with people. My thought is it would look like it was like something from some raucous like day in bed. I would never let one talk me into being an escort. Number 9, I am not okay with this. I actually originally auditioned for the character of Stanley. Truly atrocious audition. It was so theatrical. I did it inside of a theater while I was in the middle of doing a theater production, so it makes sense that it was extremely over the top. Literally zero shot at it. I was so far away from being ready. Everything was just way too big for camera, beaten over the head, and I clearly had not yet understood how to properly transition from theater to film. Number 10, Wednesday. Now, I have auditioned for a couple of roles for Wednesday. I did audition, of course, for Tyler who is played also by Hunter Galpin. So there are a couple of roles I've lost to Hunter Galpin. Hunter Doohan. I got a callback for this, and they liked it enough to then specifically request me to read for Xavier after. I think I would have been way better suited for Xavier, but I remember I was traveling, and I actually, like an idiot, just never auditioned for Xavier. I basically let the Tyler audition lie as it was. I knew Tyler was, again, one of those tortured antagonists with daddy issues, so my thought is that I had a better shot at Tyler than I did at Xavier. But then, of course, a lot of people in my Wednesday audition redemption were like, oh yeah, this gives way more Xavier energy than Tyler energy. So who knows what would have happened if I actually did choose to do the audition for Xavier. I should have just done it. But John Papsidera is like one of the casting directors that has called me in for so many things. And he's the only other casting director with Carmen Cuba that has specifically reached out to me to audition for things. As you keep putting in the work, as you start to understand, your auditions become your reputation in the industry. And so this audition isn't booking this role, it's booking the role many projects down the line. You'll start to see that there are casting directors that keep calling you in for the same projects, different projects, that are just trying to get you to be seen, to figure out where to put you. You might feel, if that's happening, like, oh gosh, I'm doing all of this work and nothing is ever clicking. Am I just wasting my time? First off, the first sign that you're doing great work is the casting director keeps calling you in. I have done truly terrible auditions with casting directors that then proceeded to never call me in for things. And then I've had Carmen Cuba, John Papsidera, both of them have called me in for like 7 or 8 auditions, where some I wasn't submitted for, but that they specifically requested me to read for, a couple of which I can't publicly talk about yet. Go ahead and watch that Wednesday audition redemption. Go click the video up here. There are a lot of other things that I'll be able to talk about at some point in a part 2 of this video. If you love acting, if you want to keep learning about acting, make sure to give me a subscribe, and every week I try to do a new video, so